All right, we got Katie Lou here. We'll start with questions from Rashawn. Rashawn, go ahead.
Hey, Luke. NECA spoke with us yesterday just in terms of you in a sense of the mindset change from, earlier in your career playing, not to make a mistake. And then now on this team, just having to turn the page immediately, if a mistake was made. Just wondering what sort of the physical and mental toll stepping into a position like this, what was that for you this season? Obviously you want the role, you want the minutes and things of that nature, but what kind of toll does that take on you throughout the course of a season?
Yeah, I mean, this season, it's been a lot for me individually, having to come on another team, a fourth team, myself, and just, continuously have to like pick up from square one and figure out a new system, figure out a new team. And so, at the beginning, I really just tried to take it day by day and just do what I do best and enjoy the game. And I think, the month of August almost, it felt like everyone, ran out a little bit out of gas, I feel like. And the travel was hard and that's what a season is. But, you know, stepped up as much as I could to be in that spot. I'm excited to build on that and, hopefully get the chance to be in one secure for 2 years.
What was a bright spot for you this season?
I think there were some bright spots. I think I feel like we really, for me and for the team, like fighting as hard as we did through a lot of adversity, a lot of ups and downs, and continuously, playing and coming back was always a bright spot. And for me individually, I think, since I joined the team, I played in every game. So for me, not needing to, you know, having a healthy season, that's definitely a bright spot for me.
What's the next step now for you, just from an off season stand? Well, I guess two parts. Like, do you plan on going overseas this off season, and then two, what does it look like for you in preparation to be able to step into a similar role like this, again next season?
Yeah, right now I'm taking time to rest and really focusing on myself, my body. I'm really pretty beat up right now. I feel like my legs are pretty tired. So I'm going to focus on, just getting back to feeling good and taking the time I need. Later in the off season, I'm not sure what I'll decide, but right now I have no plans or contract signed overseas at the moment.
Awesome, thank you.
We'll go to Tukmi Nguyen next. Tukmi, go ahead.
Hi, Katie Lou. You mentioned like you get to be back next year. Not a lot of your teammates are signed for next year, so you get kind of some comfort there. But in terms of the future of this franchise, like what do players need from the organization, from management to be successful here in the future?
Yeah, I think next year, I mean, I'm hoping and I think everyone's hoping that we just have some consistency, all around. I think this year, I feel like everyone at all levels of this group has kind of been rolling with whatever's dealt. There's been something on different levels for staff, for coaches, for players, and everyone's kind of just been trying to stay together and make it through. And so with a secure, consistent, season from start to finish, I think we'll really be able to, take advantage of every opportunity we have.
What makes you most optimistic about the future of this organization?
I think, for me, being here consistently, that's my most hope. I hate to say skeptical, but I've been traded every year. So, I think I feel happy here. I'm in a good place. I feel like this is a championship organization, and the way that we have access to things here in LA has been good in terms of like recovery and stuff like that. And so I feel like we're a good group here, but I just really want to be in a place consistently, and I'd love to build on this year and have a good year next year.
Lexi mentioned how you and her kind of joke about like we hope we get to stay here because you
Mhm.
guys have obviously been through a lot in the league. So like, what's that relationship like between you and Lexi, and having really gone through similar WNBA paths to get here?
Yeah, for sure. I love Lexi. I think we really were able to bond this year. And I think we both kind of have the same outlook on the game as well on the court. So, it was easy for us to develop chemistry on the court. And then, like you said, we've had kind of a similar journey in the league in general. So off the court, we have that connection too. And, just really building. I think we could play really well together. I think we had some moments this year where we played really well together, and I like being on the court with her. Like I said, we think the game very similarly, so it's easy to read off one another.
Thank you.
We'll go to John W. Davis next. John, go ahead.
You mentioned the idea you mentioned the fact that you've been traded several times, but you are under contract for next season. What would it mean for you to be able to stay with the Sparks, which is your hometown team?
Yeah, it would be great. I plan on that. I think that's the route we're going right now. I really think I can build off of this year and have a really good year next year. I know there's a lot of uncertainties with everything kind of, but we have the ability to be really good and to really fight for being one of those top teams again. And so being a part of that and being part of that journey is something I look forward to. This year clearly didn't finish the way that we wanted it to. So coming back next year, that's definitely going to be something that we're trying to build back up.
We'll go last question to Edwin Garcia. Edwin, go ahead.
Yeah, Katie, you mentioned the exhaustion that you felt, mid-August or so, given the fact that you played so much this season and then also played so much in France prior to joining the team. Can you talk to us a little bit about what, especially being a shooter, what makes it so hard to try to be accurate shooting on those tired legs, game after game, especially late in the season like that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely just felt like some games, even when the tip started, that I already felt like I'd played 40 minutes. So but during those, you just got to lock in mentally. I think shooting comes and goes, and it's going to always be like that. That's a game of basketball. You're going to have hot streaks. You're going to have stretches where you miss, and it's responding to those and trusting yourself and the work you've put in. But it's definitely hard. The more tired you get, you really have to be able to focus and step up. So I'm really focusing on taking care of myself this off season and making sure that I'm in a position to be, at my best physically and mentally to finish out a full season as strong as possible.
Tiffany, did you have a follow-up?
Yeah, like they're going to start phasing in prioritization this off season. Like, how much is that in your mind as you decide whether you want to be going overseas after you get this break?
Yeah, it's on my mind. It's part of, looking at teams, looking at contracts where teams are how long the seasons go. I think just being more aware of that, it's definitely there. So, as I go forward, if I decide I want to go overseas, I mean, some things might be limited because of that. So it's a bummer to, have to do that, but hopefully we can continue to build and get to a point where one or the other doesn't have to be a choice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Katie Lou.